We should probably just do a trigger warning for the beginning of the episode. This is a heavy episode. There's going to be a lot of talk about depression, suicidal thoughts. If you need help in any of those ways, please reach out to the hotlines, reach out to your doctors. We are not professionals. Don't take our advice.
Yeah, we are not here to set you on a deep journey and then guide you safely out of it, because we are not licensed therapists.
Right.
So
we're just telling our stories, our journeys, and this episode is deep and dark, and it is what it is. So if you resonate, we hope that you find some comfort in that. But if you need more than that, get the help you need.
Mom, I have poop.
We are mildly crushing it, where two exhausted moms try to make sense of this wild ride called raising neurodivergent kids.
We're not doctors and we're not therapists, and you probably shouldn't take our advice. We cuss like sailors and drink like pirates.
Just think of us as your inappropriately funny and brutally honest support group.
So grab a drink and lower your expectations.
Because the truth is, we need this, and we're going to keep doing this whether you're here or not.
We just hope you join us. I'm Sadie.
Hey, I'm Morgan. All right, and what are we drinking?
We're still mimosing.
We are still mimosas. How do you say that?
Mimosing. I just think of, because I love Harry Potter, and it's like mimosas.
Oh,
it's my favorite because I'm a Harry Potter fanatic. So.
I'm one of the weird ones that never got into Harry Potter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
I
was a Twilight fanatic.
Oh, see, I was not.
Oh my gosh.
I've watched the movies, but I never read the books, and I'm a big reader.
Oh, the books are way better than the movies.
That's always how it goes.
Yeah.
So anyways,
hey,
welcome. So this is going to be I feel like, heavier episode.
Yeah.
We are going to talk a lot about basically just living in a perpetual state of grief and gratitude, and just living our lives in the gray area of that. So that's what we're about to unpack here.
Yeah.
So sit down and grab a drink.
And buckle up.
And buckle the fuck up. And Morgan brought out tissues. So we all know I am a crier.
Yes.
So.
And for me, if I bring out the tissues, I won't need them.
I will.
I only ever ugly cry when I don't have tissues.
So. They are for me. They are mainly for me right now.
We'll see though. Okay, so Mom Guilt Bingo.
Mom Guilt Bingo.
Get your bingo cards out because it's time for Mom Guilt Bingo.
Yay! Okay. My Mom Guilt Bingo is related to the nail polish
fiasco.
Yeah, the nail polish fiasco. I reacted horribly. And it was just this like self-processing word vomit of just like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like it just, escalated without me even realizing I was saying it out loud. And the poor thing was just, she was so sorry.
She doesn't understand the extent of what happened.
Right. She just was like making potions and art. And then Mom comes in just raging mad.
Right. She's just having fun doing her thing.
Yeah. So I felt real bad about that for a long time. Actually, I still do. But we live and we learn and we try to do better. So that's where I'm at.
My Mom Guilt Bingo is from Elliot electrocuting herself.
Oh, fuck.
I am very much aware that she chews on things and eats everything, and I'd seen her chewing on cords a while ago, and then we just put like all new cords everywhere, and I just didn't. I should have known better, but it makes life easier for her to have her iPad in her bed, and so that I do feel really guilty that I knew fucking better, and I still let it happen, just thinking it'll be fine. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And it fucking happened. So definitely my guilt is I should have just taken the road of letting us have a couple hard months of retraining her about her devices and where we safely charge them, And instead, I just let it happen until something fucking happened. So
Right.
that's
a hard one.
That's my mom guilt. These are heavy ones because this is a stupid episode.
Okay.
Okay, so let's jump, I guess, right into this. Like I've mentioned before, I have a blog, mommingforever.blog, and it's basically like a live version of a journal for me. It's something super therapeutic that I found. I don't take it too seriously. I don't really pay attention to my followers. I'm not super active on social media for that, but it's something that I just get in the mood with, and I try to come out with stuff every 2-ish weeks. And I had a really huge, like, record-breaking numbers when I did my one about living in this perpetual state of, thank you.
Yes.
Living in this perpetual state of grief. So I'm super passionate about this episode and topic. I feel like it's raining finally. I feel like
we're cozy. It's
right?
official.
That's what I was like, I'm waiting for it to rain so we can just be cozied up. I feel like I went on this big tailspin after Ellie's diagnosis and was just lost and constantly grieving, but I just didn't know that yet. I started getting heavily into yoga and trying to make time for myself and meditating, and I started doing these mom's retreats that were hugely eye-opening and life-saving for me at the time. They were exactly what I needed, and I had already been to, 4 mom's retreats. I go every year, and then they're twice a year, so I was going in a staff situation at that, and I will never forget sitting there. Like, I could not label these emotions at all, other than life's hard and I'm really sad a lot and I cry a lot, but then I'm happy the next moment and I can be having the best day ever. And then literally 20 minutes later, I'm sent into this fucking spiral and the whole world is collapsing upon me. And I always go back and forth with these feelings like, am I just super dramatic? Which I'm pretty dramatic. I'm a pretty dramatic human.
Don't know if you've noticed yet, but we both are
I'm just gonna say, like, I'm a pretty dramatic human, and so often I'm like, am I being dramatic, or is this really what is going on? And I was sitting at this retreat, and I just realized, holy fuck, it's grief. We are living with grief, and like I've said before, it's not about like the embarrassment or lack of love for this child, but you are literally grieving a sense of normalcy. Normalcy? As much as I hate saying that, the normal life out there, because really what is that? Every human has their own struggles and things, but I feel like special needs parents, we are perpetually, and this is just my opinion, but I feel like we are perpetually in this state of grief and gratitude. Like 1 minute I'm like, I love this life. Like my daughter is thriving and we're all doing so good. And seriously, it's fucking beautiful. All the little wins. She put her underwear on backwards, inside out, and her leg through the waist hole. But like, we did it.
Yeah.
And then we have all these beautiful moments. And then sometimes life is so fucking heavy. Like right now, I am really grieving school. We are losing school. School is not your typical school day. We are losing that right now with Ellie. And so I feel like all of these little loses that we've been having, like she ate rocks at school. She eats things. It's actually not new for us. She eats a cotton ball. She eats things.
Yeah.
But it's just so bigger because it is all adding up to I am severely grieving right now the loss of that school normalcy.
Yeah.
And
well, and not to diminish the grief of normal, quote unquote, normalcy, whatever that looks like for anyone, because that's so real.
this is such a taboo
topic. It's taboo, but it's very real and it's worth talking about because so many people are afraid to talk about it. But it's true, especially the normalcy of the school experience. Yes. Like it's not like I need this normal life so everyone thinks that I have made it. That's not what we're grieving. We're grieving the experience not only for us, but for our children, for the child with the special needs, for the siblings, of having, as normal a life as possible. And the reason that there's grief with that is because when there's not quote unquote normal life, the shadow side to that is struggle. And the struggle to that is what we're grieving. I couldn't care less if we have the picture perfect life and if we look like we've made it. And if my daughter follows this path that, as a child, I envisioned it looking like it for me as a mom. I couldn't care less about that. It's the shadow side of that, which is the struggle that we see for our children with the needs, for their siblings, for us as parents, for our marriages.
So you were just saying that you don't feel grief about that normal life. You're feeling grief about Ada's essentially missing out on life, I guess that's what?
Well, there's grief about the normal life. Let's not diminish that because that's very real
but
too.
But that's not where your grief you were saying is mainly focused. Because I feel like when mine was mainly on that for a really long time.
Yeah.
And now, right now, it is, and I know that might sound selfish, but
it doesn't.
Now it's finally, right now, where I'm at right fucking now, it is finally starting to, and I feel like that's where I have so many new emotions right now, is that my gears are shifting right now to the grief for actual Ellie, if that makes sense.
Totally.
At first, Blake was in Boston for work one weekend. I packed our fucking bags, picked Amaya up from school. Miles was a tiny baby. We jammed down to San Francisco or SAC, and we were on a flight 6 hours later, and we were jamming to Boston.
Yeah.
We were in Frisco one weekend for Easter, and Blake was like, take Amaya and 6-week-old baby Miles from Disneyland. We'll have your sister drive down. You guys go do that. Have fun. So at first, honestly, I know this sounds super selfish. I did mourn Ellie in a sense, but I was also just mourning our life, that she's my third child. My oldest is 17 fucking years old and she is 6. We had a huge period of life where we were settled into this kid routine and life and what it looked like. And I feel like I didn't know what I was going through at the time, but I was heavily mourning. We had people over all the time, like I've mentioned before. We were very fucking social human beings. We did all the shit all the time. And I was very much mourning that I was all of a sudden home. Couldn't go. I remember going to one of Amaya's volleyball games, and Blake called me, and he was like, you need to get home now. I hadn't even seen her play yet. And I started crying, and I'll never forget, one of my good friends, her sister, came and just hugged me big and was like, it's okay, you got this. And I would just remember being like, I don't have this. This is brand fucking new.
Yeah.
But she just hugged me so big. And it was in that fucking moment I realized, oh my God, it was like the first major experience that was heavily affected, honestly, that I can vividly remember and still hold on to. She was crying so hard for so long, and she was giving herself seizures and couldn't calm down. And I just remember at that point just being like, oh, I know all these things are happening, but I wasn't having time to process.
Oh, you didn't have any time. And that's a big difference between our two journeys. Is we talked about one of our favorite conversations of the past is the mountain. You were on the top of the mountain, smacked in the face,
shoved down.
You've been tumbling down. And so, right, your grief experience is going to be so different because you didn't even have time to process and say goodbye to the previous life before you were already in this new one. And I'm like, I don't know what this new life is. And I don't know what I'm even supposed to grieve that's in the past, because is it in the past? Oh no, yeah, that is in the past. But we're still not sure how much of it is in the past.
I feel like,
and it's just really,
my
really
grief,
different.
I feel like at first was almost selfishly and inwardly felt and geared toward. I was just like, oh, we can't go to dinner. Oh, we can't have a babysitter because all of a sudden my kid has all these needs.
Right.
And, oh, we actually can't have all these humans over for dinner.
Yeah.
We have to start kind of picking and choosing, as fucked up as that sounds.
Yeah.
So I was weirdly grieving the loss of this life that had been so well oiled for so many fucking years in our home.
Yeah. You know what? As you're talking, I don't mean to keep interrupting you.
No,
but as
go.
you're
This is-
talking, I feel like I'm on the cusp of that right now.
And that's what I
Like
Just to flash real
we
fast
haven't
forward.
even made it there yet.
told you. Morgan has been having a really hard time, and I feel like I am several steps ahead of that. And so lately when you come talking to me about all this life, I just think, fuck, I've been there. I felt it. Everyone's stories are different and experiences are different. So no, I don't know exactly what you're feeling, but
I haven't had to say goodbye to my life
I keep
yet.
telling you,
Yeah.
I love you, and I think you and David need to fucking mourn. You have to have that mourning period.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I struggled for a really long time, and once I accepted, holy shit, I've just been in this fucking grief cycle, but not fully knowing what to do. And the minute I got slapped in the face with, it's a living kind of grief, and clearly it's different than losing somebody. My child is right in front of me. But when you have this life all of a sudden ripped away from you, I don't know, it sounds so selfish coming out almost.
But
But it's just like this life you've been living for how many years?
it's not selfish, it's human.
It's just like,
That's one thing that I
it's
would
fucking
love
grief, man.
I would love for us to reframe that as much as anyone would allow us to. It's not selfish, it's human, because you have to say goodbye to a previous life, grieve it properly in order to embrace the new life fully. And if you don't allow, if you're stuck in the guilt of it, you're not going to allow yourself to fully process that to be able to move on and step forward into the life that you're needed in. And I feel like we really need to reframe that as a society. It's not selfish.
Yeah. I always feel selfish about all the things, but
Well, of course we do, because that's
human nature.
it's also human nature to feel guilty about it and selfish, but also how much of that is what we've been taught in society,
True.
you know?
And it's another thing, which I know I sound like a kind of broken record now. I'm starting to be like, oh, I've already said this, but I fully get it. My child does not have cancer and so many major life altering and medical issues, as she has epilepsy and some brain, but we are very mild when it comes to what it could be. So after I guess I realized that this could be called grieving, then the guilt started to come in. So then I've been guilt in this tug of war of guilt grieving.
Yeah.
I should.
Do you feel like that's where you
I
exist
should-
right now?
That's where I've been existing, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're solid 4 years into this journey.
Yeah.
The first 2 years, I was grieving so bad, but I had no idea. And that was a term that never even crossed my mind, because my child is this beautiful, beautiful living light right in front of me.
Right.
So that seems stupid. That's what I just thought. And then I actually heard the term that we can live in this grief cycle, and that is what parents of special needs children experience. I was just like, oh, okay, this is a real thing
Yeah.
that we have to learn to. And this is also a cliche thing, but I tell a lot of my friends this. Grief is definitely like a backpack, and
Yeah, you've said this before. I love this saying.
I feel like it's so silly, but I feel like it so saved me when I heard the term that grief is like a backpack, and it's gonna always be so full of rocks and so heavy and weighed down, but our legs are going to get stronger. That shit is never going to go away. We're just going to learn to, you were going through your hard shit with Ada the other day, and I was like, I love you, be sad and just cry your eyes out all fucking day. And then you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have a fucking plan of action, and you are going to just kick ass.
Well, what's funny is I've said that to you in the past, and it was I was worried that it came across just that it came across like I was being insensitive. And then when you said it to me, it's like, fuck yes, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to kick fucking ass.
Not at all.
And do what's needed of me in this situation. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to feel that right now all day. And I'm going to let myself.
I've experienced the loss of my first love was killed in a car accident when I was really young. And one of my best friends for a lot of years.
I didn't know that.
And then one of my really good friends that was a huge part of my life for a really long time, she passed away. I think it's been not 7 years. Oh God, it's probably pretty close. But I've experienced grief in that way. And sometimes it's just like getting one foot in front of the other. Mm-hmm. But I do feel that.
Yeah.
In a different sense, but it is still the same dark heaviness.
Well, what's so bizarre about this life that we live is like, I don't know how to explain it. The immense amount of grief can be equally replaced with this intense amount of joy.
Dude, that's what I was trying to say earlier.
And I don't think I would be able to feel joy in the depth that I do if it wasn't for
the immense happiness we feel.
No, the joy, the grief.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like I don't know if I'll ever forget. I pulled up to the school early with enough time to like go for a walk. And I was listening to something in my headphones or in my, sorry, we don't say headphones anymore. My
AirPods,
AirPod, what the fuck ever. I'm nearing 40, whatever. But I was listening to something in my ears and the sun was out. Like I chose a walk over like chowing down on more tacos. So it was just like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, you're winning hard.
And I was walking up to the parking lot at school and I was like, I'm so grateful for everything we've been through because the amount of gratitude I have in this moment is so much deeper than I would feel otherwise. And I went and my daughter walked out with her class and she was bawling. And so like in that oh my God, this is when, I don't even know if I was going to go into this, but I will. So this is when she comes up to me and she tells me, oh man, she had a really hard day and she's going through all these behavioral things. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, she was feeling this during that and she was feeling that during that. And then, that's what she wanted when she was doing that. And right. So I'm processing all of these things that I know she actually was going through.
The script of what?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it was the assistant teacher. It was the assistant teacher that walked up because it was a sub that day. And she was so lovely and she had such great love for my daughter and she would take my daughter for walks when she needed. It was such a great matchup. Loved her. But she's telling me very real, like, I've never seen your daughter like that. And I went, like I said, I was at a massive high of just like how grateful I am for this life, and this hard life that we live.
Fucking that.
And then student teacher hits me with all this hard stuff and I'm looking at my daughter and I could tell she's having a hard time. Emotion comes like crazy, just from all of that. And then this mom comes up, taps me on the shoulder and says, I just want to let you know that I can really see your daughter struggle when you do your daily check-ins. And
fucking cool story, bro.
I'm thinking like, I know you're trying to do the right thing. So how am I going to respond to this? And I go, okay, that had to be hard for you to bring up. Thank you. And literally before I even got the thank you out, my son startled me from behind.
I mean, it's not funny, but
it's
fucking
not funny,
shitstorm, dude.
Because he would do that almost every day, and it was funny. It was funny. That day, it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
It was not funny that day. And I got them to the car, and I got her strapped in, and I literally went to behind my car, and I just sobbed for a second. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was so grateful for this life. And I had this moment of like, like, holy shit, these are the moments that allow me that immense amount of gratitude.
Yep.
And it's because it's a constant juxtaposition. Like, I wouldn't feel that immense amount of gratitude if I didn't have moments like that.
I feel like we live, I mean, I'm not trying to speak like I know for how every special need parent feels.
Yeah.
I just feel like I have to keep saying these things.
Right.
But I feel like as a special needs parent, I don't know if it's the same for you, but it kind of sounds like it. I feel like I have no, like my husband just has these days where it's just like, he's just good. Nothing shitty happened. Nothing great happened. He's just good. He's just having good days all day. Boop, 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 boop. And I feel like I only have phenomenal or super fucking shit days.
Wait, but it's moments though.
Yes.
I don't even have
I guess you would
days.
say
It's
moments. That's exactly what I
All
would
day, every day.
That's what I
It's
would
just
say.
Like,
It's
yeah.
just like, I'm feeling so great.
Yep.
I had the greatest morning. This is the best day ever. Pick my fucking kid up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Holy shit.
all of a sudden I'm in this spiral. And then all of a sudden it's just like two bad things that I guess should be fine. But since they happen every day, I'm just set into this fucking heavy spiral where it's like, well, I'm not crying because she ate Play-Doh today. I'm just fucking crying in the car because, of course, we ate more Play-Doh because for the fucking 1,000th time, we ate stuff that is not food, and this is just fucking shitty.
Right. And what's going to come? What is it going to be next time?
Yeah.
And because there will be a next time. It's not like that, like,
It was a one-time deal.
Mom, don't let that anxiety hit you because you don't know if it's going to happen. No, we know it will happen again. What is it going to be the next time? And it could be life-threatening. And these aren't things that a lot of parents deal with at, 6 and above. Yep. And that
every day is like a fucking crisis.
Yeah, every day. The crisis mode every day is just like.
That's it, I guess. I'm just always, and how many of us out there are just always, and I know that sounds bad, but I'll be having a good day and then I'm literally like, when's my phone gonna ring?
Yeah.
You've
been sitting here looking at your phone because
that is why, by the way, I keep looking down. My daughter is at school and I need to, the last time we podcasted, did our diagnosis stories, we were on this high. We were having so much fun. We were drinking espresso martinis. We were having a great, just like a
feeling
great time.
Immense gratitude.
And then the second we turned off that camera, my phone rang and I got a call that Ellie ate rocks at school and they didn't know what to do about it. I instantly just like sat back, started fucking crying. I was like, I'm going to hold it together and I'm going to go into that office and I'm just going to be like, hello, what happened? Put my sunglasses on, walked in, started crying. I was like, I am so sorry. I had all intention to come in here and be like this reasonable human, but how did my kid eat rocks? Did anyone see it? This office lady looked at me and she has special needs children also, but she's on the higher end of it. And she looked at me and she was just like, don't be sorry. I always wonder how you just keep it together all the time. And I'm like, oh, I cry in the car, but now I'm crying in the office because, and I was having the best day.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I have
That
no
is-
regulation of my goddamn emotions. Is that an extension of the perpetual grief that I feel? And maybe some people don't feel this way that are special needs moms, but I heavily relate to being in that
Wouldn't that be interesting?
grief
to
and
hear?
gratitude cycle.
I mean,
Does anyone else feel this way? Is it just
well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like us doing this, we're opening ourselves up to criticism. And honestly, I couldn't give two shits if we're being criticized. But like, I would really be interested to hear, like, kindly how if there's other families that don't feel this way, that live this life and they don't feel this way, and like,
you should write
what
a book
is your-
and send us your tips and tricks, please.
but also like explain, like, tell us, like, what is your story? Because I feel like we're experiencing very like naturally human emotion and experience to this whole thing. But wouldn't that be
But
interesting?
if other people are seeing it differently,
Right. We need to open the conversation.
like I feel like I'm always saying the phrase lately, am I crazy? Am I making this up? Am I being dramatic? Is she not what I think? And every day the past 2 weeks has been super happy, super crying, super happy, super crying. Light at the tunnel, shove me back down and fucking drown me. And then I feel like my husband has this solid baseline a lot of the time. And I'm just like,
which, to be clear, both our husbands, they're super supportive of each of us.
I think he has that outlet though, where he can.
Right. But yeah, they go to work and but then I know that my husband carries it really heavy when he comes home. He's like, fuck, I don't know what to do in this environment. He knows what to do when he goes to work.
My husband has those like every 2 months or just whenever something, I address it and I feel that shit and I car cry and I shower cry multiple times a week. Actually, I was laughing because I was on my way to old lady volleyball. I started old lady volleyball. This is the first time ever that I've been able to fully commit to something.
Love it.
There's been 3 games. I've missed 1, but I'm doing it. I did not want to go. I went. I literally almost texted my girlfriend because I wear glasses or contacts, but I never wear contacts, so I'm always blind. And I was like, I'm gonna wear contacts tonight so I can see people's faces when I'm playing volleyball, right? And I literally was listening to a song and then I started crying in the car just because I'm just crazy sometimes. And I literally was gonna text my girlfriend and be like, can I cry in contacts? And then I just started laughing at myself. But it's just like, I personally, like I said, I'm 4 years deep into a solid diagnosis. Yeah. And I still feel like I am heavily in this grief. And I'll go maybe 2 months-ish without feeling that. And then all of a sudden, it's like I see kids at a birthday party. And then I'm fucking hit with this grief.
Right.
And it's the only way I can explain it. And sometimes that sounds really dramatic. Am I being dramatic for feeling this hard? But like, damn, dude, it just feels so heavy.
It makes me really want to, we've talked about, at least together, I don't think on our podcast, but we've talked together about Talk To Me Sis.
Yep.
So Talk To Me Sis is a podcast of moms from 2 gentlemen that were on Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. And so they're adult children. And I would love to talk to other moms like that have adult children and like, are you still living in this perpetual state of grief? But at a certain point, were you able to stop living in this constant state of extremism between the two?
And then it kind of, to me, comes to the point where it's like, I feel like I am super accepting of our life. Like you have seen just the way we live. Yeah. Everything about it, we embrace and accept it. Yeah. So then when I'm living in this perpetual state of grief and gratitude, I find myself just thinking like, I don't know how to frame this, but like, is it because deep down I'm not accepting it, but I'm accepting it? I don't know. It's super hard to explain, but when you're that far into it and your kids are in their 20s, have you just finally been like, this is life and this is what we're getting, so we're going to learn to be happy? Or is it still, when you get a setback at that age, it is still setting you into this, oh no, we are still in the special needs worlds. What the fuck? Does it hit different? Because to me, it's still not hitting different.
I'm having this whole realization of our 2 very different journeys. Like you were thrown, like we said, you're smacked in the face, thrown down the mountain, and you're still trying to process it all. And so while we don't have a diagnosis, and that fucking sucks, like we've talked about, but it also has forced me to live this life of constant acceptance and openness to what is and what isn't. And so I've experienced the guilt, of course, of how this affects me and how that makes me sad. Of course, I've had that grief, but I just have gone this whole journey of like, oh my gosh, this is what my daughter struggles with. And this is out of the norm. This is like more than a lot of kids. And how can I help her? And how can I support her? And look at her. And so I've just had a really different experience because, like I said, it's been a slow climb where we haven't said goodbye. We didn't abruptly say goodbye to a previous life. It's been this like slow
ease. Oh, not ease. Oh, I don't mean to say that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I do not mean to diminish.
But I know what you mean.
Your feelings.
I know what you mean. It's been, I don't want to say ease. All I can think of is a slow climb up a mountain. But I've overused that phrase. But yeah, it's like, it's just framed the grief around it so differently for me, where I go into fight mode so quickly for my daughter, and I know you do too. That's not different at all.
I hit grief. I always hit grief before I fight.
But you, oh, weird.
I do. I always hit grief. I'm like, go fuck it. Literally, we've had the past 2 weeks, like I said in the last episode, have been so fucking intense. So it's like every day I get to school and I'm like, go figure what happened today. Friday, it was like, oh, she got naked in the classroom because there was, go fucking figure. And then I just start grieving and I'm like, yep, because this is the world we live in and my poor child cannot handle this fucking classroom. Yeah. And then the next day and I'm like, who the fuck was watching my kid? Where was her aide? Why was she naked in that classroom?
Oh my God, I can literally go back to this morning and how different. Oh my God, this is fascinating right now.
I always hit the grief hit the grief button first.
And then fight mode. So we had a terrible morning and it was all about
such a car cried.
Yeah, car cried this morning. Sadie was like, I'm gonna be a little late, and I was like, okay, I needed time for the car cry.
And then the sad thing was I was just like, cool.
Yep.
Did that 2 days ago. Did that last night on the way to volleyball.
I know. When I sent that to you, I was like, she's got it. Yeah,
I didn't even ask. I was like, we'll talk about it later.
Oh my gosh. Should that be a new hashtag for us?
Right.
Like, what's your hashtag car cry about today? But Ada was really struggling because I keep getting these messages home, like, send an extra pack of clothes with your kids. Like, look, if I wasn't so busy safety proofing my house, I would have time to research new pants that my daughter needs that are sensory friendly, that suit her needs, that don't break the bank, and will last longer than a first fall to the knee. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to just go buy another pack of leggings right now. I'm over it. I can't do it. And so I keep getting these messages, send extra clothes in your kids' backpacks. Well, they've started telling the kids, which is fine because, like I said, this isn't my first rodeo through the school system. So at a certain point, the teachers start teaching their kids more responsibility.
Yep, 100%.
I agree. I love it. When it came for my son, I was like, oh, perfect timing. He needs this. With my daughter, holy shit, can we reframe
100%
and enter some flexibility?
It's so different.
It's so fucking different. She had a full-blown meltdown today because she needs extra clothes in her backpack. And I said, Ada, I need to buy more. We don't have enough right now to put extra clothes in your backpack because your mom has ADHD and I'm not going to remember to wash and replace quick enough. So I need all of your clothes in your dresser right now or on the couch in the clean pile. Yeah. Let's be real. And she had this full-blown meltdown and I walked in mama tiger mode, my bad. And I was like, and again, like I had said before, I'm having a really hard time connecting with her typical classroom. And that's who Ada was says that she needs her clothes in her backpack. And she was busy. Ada was currently melting down still. We had melted down all morning, the whole way to school. And I walked in and I was like, look, I'm sorry. My daughter's really struggling because she's been told that she needs this. She needs flexibility around this. We need to reframe this. I don't even know how I worded it, but I know that the poor teacher was like, I mean, if I were her, I would have been like, coming in a little hot, you know? So my bad. Also, that's how I approach it, is like fight mode and then grief. And that's been our whole journey. Like IEP meetings.
Oh, see, we totally see it fucking reversed.
It's so crazy. So her being approved for the special day class. My husband and I are standing in the special day class, right? I have fought for this. I have done nothing but fight for all the services we have because we don't have a diagnosis.
Yep.
And we're standing in the special day class and I'm so thankful that she's been approved for these services. And we're standing here in this special day class, and this is a good thing. And holy shit, this is a lot to process. Like,
It's so much to
Yeah,
process. Like I
yeah.
said, we, are just grieving. And I get it. School is not for everyone. I have so many friends that homeschool their kids, and that's a fantastic fit. But like, I feel like public school has always been something for us. Like I said, my oldest is 17 years old. We have always just like, you go to school, you do your thing. And I feel like if I would have chosen personally to homeschool my kid, that would be fantastic. But the fact that I feel like it's like ripped away from us in a way
totally different.
changes. I don't know, changes almost everything. And then so I was like, I'm just going to tour the special needs school. And I did not realize how fucking hard that was going to hit.
Right.
I literally got there and I started crying and I was like, I'm so sorry. And he had Kleenex. He was like, it's okay. This happens a lot. And I was like, I don't really know why it's happening.
Ooh.
I don't know why it's happening. I don't know why I'm crying. But it was because I was grieving that we're not able to handle a typical room. But I was also extremely grateful with the gratitude that like there is a spot she could thrive at. And I don't ever want my kid to just be chugging along. I want her to fucking thrive, whatever that looks like. But it's a hard thing when you're just accepting that placement. Even it's just, we know our kids' special needs. We have the diagnosis. I know it's coming. And for some reason, it is still like a freaking blow.
That could be a lot of where the guilt comes from, is trying to unpack why we feel the way that we're feeling, because it is a lot. That's heavy. And the longer we try to unpack why it's heavy, because we know why. We're just trying to justify it based on a society that we were raised in that told us being retarded is a bad thing. That's the society we were raised in. And if we can, I don't know, we don't want to push things down, right? We don't want to suppress anything. But if we can stop trying to justify why we are grieving, we can honor those feelings, live there, exist there, and then move on into, oh my God, she's going to thrive there. That was me this morning, was like I'm the opposite, right? So I got in the car and I just like started bawling, secret crying while I'm taking my son to his school. And
I forget they go to different schools.
Right. My poor kid, he was just quiet. I know he can see me crying. Like,
our boys are smart.
He knows. And I was just sitting there thinking the whole time of like, what am I missing? Like, why was that so triggering? When in reality, like,
you know damn good and well why.
I know why. That was fucking hard. That was fucked up. But I could have shown up a little better for her teacher.
Sometimes it's freaking hard to show up when you just keep getting hit with.
It is.
Like,
always take accountability. Always, like, I don't want to ever affect someone else's day negatively, because my day's already so hard. So if someone does that to me, I'm done. I'm toast. So I don't want to do that to someone else. So I could have shown up better for her teacher. And I got in the car and I was like, why was this so hard? And then it was like, oh yeah, because of everything else we're dealing with.
That's what I feel like. I feel
and
like
that's okay.
These pebbles just get thrown in and they're just pebbles. And I can always deal with pebbles, but when you're dealing with pebbles for 4 years, what in the fuck?
Well, it's a snowball.
A pebble turns into
a fucking avalanche.
Like the eating rocks at school. I mean, like I just told you, in my own home and own care, my daughter was electrocuted in one night, choked on a melatonin, and then flooded our bathroom. And so I tried.
Is that 3 nights in a row?
No, but it was the same week. Fuck. But so I try really hard to just be like, also, for example, 3 days in a row, her hair got pulled in the special day class, like situation. It's not a special day class, but where the special need kids go for groups and to have breaks. And
you said they call it like a resource room.
Yeah,
right?
resource room.
Yeah.
And her hair got pulled 3 days in a row by the same kid. And so the solution was to take Ellie out of the room and put her somewhere else. Not this little boy or child. I wasn't even told if it was a boy. I have no idea. I didn't even ask questions because honestly, I don't super care who did it. Special needs is special needs. Things can happen really fast. We just had friends over 2 weeks ago and Ellie was near their little baby and I was right there watching her, and still right in front of me, Ellie shoved her down, and that's why I was sitting in the room so that wouldn't fucking happen, and it happened. So like, I am like, I get it. Things happen, but 3 days, same kid, and then they removed my child.
Which is crazy because
I would have fought so hard.
Because we live this life, we sit back and we're like, oh man, that kid must really need it.
Yep. And I was just
we
like,
have the empathy.
I've got an IEP coming up in 2 weeks.
But in reality, so do our kids. Our kids need it too.
And I was just like, I'm just going to accept it because we're about to do a major change. But our advocate was just like, what they pulled Ellie, and I was like, I know, and that's my bad, but I just don't want to fight because we're not going to be going to school much longer. So I'm just trying to like survive right now. But that was the thing. They just pulled my kid.
Yeah.
There's so many, and then the little things come up. She ate Play-Doh. That made me cry in the car. Like I said, well, she already ate rocks that week, had her hair pulled.
Yeah.
All the things, but again, we cannot get to baseline. So I feel like my emotions are so erratic.
100% erratic. And I think that's
but it's
why
been like 4 fucking years of erratic.
But first of all, stop saying it's been 4 years and I'm still like this, like as if you should be any different. Like
I just keep hoping, I guess I just keep hoping that I'm going to, like you said about the talk to me sis.
Yeah.
I just keep hoping that maybe I'm just going to wake up one day and I'm going to adjust. Is there ever going to be a point where I get out of this fucking grief cycle?
No.
Is it going to end? Or, like I said, I feel so good, and then all of a sudden, a birthday party happens. Mm-hmm. Or I have this really close friend. She does not have a special needs kids, but she's so phenomenal with my daughter in our life, and she is one of the very few humans that doesn't have a special needs kid that I can super unload on, and she does her fucking best. But like, for example, she was just like, I'm so excited. I'm taking my daughter and her friends by myself with my mom, and we're going to go to the light show. And I'm like, that's so fucking fun. Like, what a kid's dream. And then she leaves, and I truly mean it too. Like, that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is so fun. Could you imagine being a little girl and loading up your girlfriends in the car, and you're going on this trip for the night and you're staying at this fun place? And then I just cried. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because my daughter is their kid's age, and I don't want her ever to not express her fucking excitement. And I love that she shared. I don't ever want her to stop sharing that with 100%.
100%. Yes.
It's fantastic.
Let me live in your joy with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like so excited, and I don't want ever her to think, I don't want to tell you this because it's going to trigger something in you.
Yeah. No. Because it's also bringing joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it brought so much joy. Yeah. I was like, what the heck? Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
They're going to remember this trip for seriously so many years to come.
Yeah.
And then I got in bed and I just cried because like, the chances are 90% chances are if Ellie was typical, she would be on that trip, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I just feel like it just hits me in so many stupid times.
Well,
I was so pumped, and then I just got in bed and I was like, God, it's just fucking sad.
You're right.
It's just sad. Like, we're not.
Oh, yeah.
Then I just go into that. And I know it sounds extreme that like I can just be sad, but I really feel like it pushes me over the edge to such a deep sadness.
Right.
That it's only classified as a type of living grief.
Right. Well, and I was just going to go into how I try to concentrate on the balance of it, but I think it's worth stating like the depths of where my depression has taken me. And that wasn't that long ago. And this is like trigger warning. And we should probably just do now a trigger warning for the beginning of the episode. We are not professionals. Don't take our advice.
Yeah. We are not here to set you on a deep journey and then guide you safely out of it, because we are not licensed therapists.
Right.
So
we're just telling our stories, our journeys, and this episode is deep and dark, and it is what it is. So if you resonate, we hope that you find some comfort in that. But if you need more than that, please reach out and get the help you need. It's really, really important.
Yes.
That's where I got to, where this life was too much for me and I felt like I wasn't able to do it. And I started believing those thoughts. And if I can't do it, who can? And if I can't do it, my kids are going to be left without a mom. And so I shouldn't leave them here without me. And
I can't even look at you right now.
it got real dark. I will say that. This was just over the summer. I remember I did the right thing. I called my doctor. I said I
got on your antidepressants.
Right. I need help. I'm not doing well. I need an appointment. And they scheduled me right away, thankfully. And I was driving my kids out to my dad's property for him to watch them, for me to go to that appointment. And they're, it's not a safe road. And it's really easy to make a wrong turn on that road. And
we live in very, very rural Northern California, like not San Francisco. We're talking 5 hours north of there.
Yeah.
If you go off of the road, you most likely don't live through that car accident. Just to give you guys a little
steep cliffs, big trees, lots of rivers. So I just feel like we can't have an episode on grief and gratitude without going into the depths of it.
This is
and I just remember white. I looked at my knuckles. They were white. I was gripping my steering wheel while the kids were fighting in the back, which is normal. Like I kept telling myself, kids fight in the back seat, kids fight in the back seat. But it was just the pebbles and the snowball. The snowball was so big at that point. I was white knuckling it. Just get to my dad. Just get to my dad's property. Just get to my dad's property. That's all I needed to do. And I got there and I left him and I blasted some like really loud, sad music. And I just cried the whole way there because what the fuck just happened? Like, why were those thoughts going through my mind?
Life is fucking hard.
It's hard and it's heavy and it can be too much a lot of the time. And anyway, so I chose the path to go to my doctor. I actually added an antidepressant. I was already on one. So, when these thoughts started entering my mind early summer, I was like, oh,
you're using the Kleenex.
I was like, I got this. I'm on medication. I'm fine. And it wasn't, anyway, I entered another one. So a few people that I had opened up to, they started asking me like, are you okay? And I'd be like, oh, well, I'm heavily medicated. So, we're alive. And it was like this really, really sick joke I was making to make other people feel comfortable.
I was just going to say, it's really easy to.
Yeah. But it was not a joke to me at all. And like, the fact that I was having such dark thoughts about my children, it still terrifies me. So like I said, that's the path that I took. That was right for me. The medication helped me like really get out of the slump. And for me, medication helps me be able to reflect more objectively and then do the work emotionally where I can go to therapy and talk it out and kind of figure out where a lot of that's coming from. But to be really honest right now, I would just be drowning without it. I'm not doing a lot of reflecting right now because I'm still very much in survival mode. We're going from one step to the other to just get her safe and get her the sports she needs and be the best parent I possibly can be to my son, because that's immensely important.
Well, and this is just another thing about this whole grief process. It's like when you physically lose someone, the world allows you time to grieve.
That's what I was going to get.
I feel like you are very allowed to, you're allowed to be sad and you're allowed to mourn with that physical loss of a human. And I feel like in this, that's a major problem with this. You're almost not allowed to have a living grief. Because you don't get that.
You don't get the luxury to come out of it.
To be like, you know what? I'm mourning a loss of my family. I need 6 weeks off work. I am mourning this really big loss right now. I just want to sleep for 3 days straight and just be left alone. I need to do these things to heal from this massive grief loss in my life. And this is such a different thing, but we're feeling those same emotions, I feel like, or similar emotions. Like I said, if someone who's experienced physical grief also, I feel so many of those same things, but I was allowed to grieve when I lost my girlfriend and my first love. And I was allowed to be upset and grieve it and have some irrational behaviors here and there. And it's not okay to have her be irrational and, oh, well, this happened, so I can act like this.
Right.
Like, I don't mean that in any way, but it's like, I don't feel allowed or like I've earned it. So like, well, I shouldn't be crying like this right now. I shouldn't have these thoughts.
Right.
It's not okay.
And it's not to say in any way that like losing a loved one is any easier. The way that I see it is that, and I've lost loved ones. I think it's fair to say that I haven't lost a loved one to the point where I wouldn't know how to go on.
Me too.
But the way that I see it is that when you lose a loved one, it's a muscle memory that you're trying to build up. How do we live day by day by day without this person? And you're hit with the constant grief and it smacks you in the face out of nowhere. And you just kind of are constantly building up that muscle memory. And I want to clarify, we're not saying that that's any easier. But it's really hard for us to build up the muscle memory when it's mirrored so often with these feelings of gratitude and the feelings of guilt. We shouldn't be feeling this way. Maybe that's part of it, is society tells us when we lose a loved one, we're supposed to feel this way. When we have a child who's living and breathing and beautiful right in front of us, we're not supposed to be grieving them.
It's like LA lights our fucking world.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
And so it's almost like fucked up that it's like a thing I'm trying to normalize. Like, I have this beautiful tiny human, but then here I am trying to justify it like with grief. So it seems super fucked up and like counterintuitive, you know?
Yeah.
But I just really don't know another way to explain it. And like I said, when I was smacked in the face of realizing this is a grief situation, it like helped me immensely.
Yeah.
I feel like it has helped me immensely when it can to view it that way. But then you get the guilt of just being like, oh, am I super fucked up?
Right.
for
They're
relating this
beautiful. They're right in
to
front
grief,
of you.
because like she's fucking fantastic.
Right.
Right. And then, we just get shit like the teacher being like, oh, I'm so, like, what are some things you want me to know about Ellie? And I'm like, she's fucking funny and she's so silly and she loves to sing and dance. And she's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I really hope I see that side of her. And I'm just like, that kicks me into like a dark grief that like the world is not seeing my kid.
Well, and like we both have, I mean, I have one older child, you have two, but I hear that and I'm like, if a teacher said that to me about my son, I'd be like, oh, you just wait. He's fantastic. He'll show you his true colors. That's not always the case with our girls.
Yeah.
We don't know if someone will ever see their true colors.
Yep.
Are they ever going to be comfortable enough in this setting
And
to no one's fault necessarily for them to see all the good that they bring this world that we know? And that's kind of the difference in those comments is like, we don't know if it's coming for them.
I've talked about this before to where like, I feel an immense sense of relief that Ellie is truly unaware that she is different. So I am a huge advocate. If she's laying on the floor at Costco and people are looking at us, I'm like, she's special needs. Look the fuck away.
Right.
Like, I have no problem being like,
Yeah.
she has special needs and that is her. And that's what you're going to
Yeah.
see. And she is fucking awesome.
Yeah. She's doing what she needs to do. Back
Yeah.
off.
And so then it's almost like, am I making people just see special needs and not her because of the way I don't know. It's just such a fucking spiral rabbit hole of like, I am so loud. I have a girlfriend and her child is special needs and she does not blast it. And that is fantastic. That is how they live their life.
Yeah.
She is a fantastic mom.
Yeah.
Does him all the help, all the things. But she is not. She's like, in our household, we make it work.
Yeah.
And I am just like, nope, she's special needs. Fuck you. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like, I don't want people to see her as special needs, but then I feel like I have to say it and hope that maybe she can get like some grace,
That's the shitty part.
Like, she's only doing this because she's special needs. But like, there's so much more to her. I don't know. I just feel like it's a fucking endless cycle of just shit. Like, the one girlfriend I was talking about who comes over and is fantastic and having the birthday with her kids. And like, she sees Elle, which is so nice. And I don't know. It's just, sometimes you don't have to explain that they're special needs.
Yeah.
But it's really rare that our inside group sees that and they see her. But like, at school right now, she's the little girl who cries a lot and screams and who got naked in the classroom because there's water on her clothes. So I guess it's just a lot of heavy sadness I feel all the time that people don't get to see her. It's garbage. It's pure garbage. I don't know. I'd like to say I'm not always this emotional, but all it takes is one hiccup in a day for me to just go into a spiral.
We're emotional. We're going to cry a lot.
Maybe because things have been so heavy lately, like extremely heavy lately, but I don't know. And maybe it's just because she's leveling up and aging up. So now kids are way more aware. Like in preschool, she was not different.
Oh, same.
In preschool, she was just like all the other kids, except she had a
rad little 3-year-olds. Like, oh, they're so cool. Look at how crazy and outgoing she is.
And
cool.
I've even had people be like, she's not, are you sure? And I'm like, I'm sure. And now they're honestly trying and be like, oh, like we see it. And I guess for the outside world, it is just hard to see and wrap your head around. And I guess I feel like a big part of my grief is always that the world is not going to view her correctly.
Yeah, they're not.
And maybe that's partially my fault for waving that we're special needs flag. But I feel like you have to understand that to understand who she is.
That's how I feel,
And
too.
I feel like some people, I don't know, I just feel like I really want to normalize embracing it. Because
Same. Yeah,
at the end
same.
of the day, she is special needs and that's okay. And
It is okay.
I don't
That's how
want them
feel
to have to
too.
see her as being this normal thing because, like, it is her.
Right.
It is
Right.
so hugely and consuming her that if you really did take away her special needs, like, who would, there's really not an Elliot. If you took that away, it is so huge a part of her.
Right. Well, I've said before how, like, I feel like I just talk about it so much and I'm always talking about the negative things when I feel like that's what it really comes down to is like,
I'm not complaining all the time.
No,
But I am.
On one hand, I'm like, it's real. Please believe me, it's real. Like, see what I see. I want you to believe me, it's real. But also, I want you to see what I see because that's her as a whole. That's the entirety of who Ada is.
It's hard and beautiful at the same time.
Right. And please allow it to be okay. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. I'm not offended by anything.
Oh, dude, sometimes I'm sick of myself and I literally want to say to some of my friends, I'm so sorry if I complain all the time because I don't mean to, but sometimes it just makes it easier to say this shit out loud.
Yeah.
And then I literally...
Well, and with Ada, she masks so hard that when we're out in public and like my good friends are hearing me talk about what goes on at home, it's like, I want you to see all of her so that you can accept all of her because I know you will. But it's like they don't see all of her.
And so it's really hard to understand if you yourself are not seeing it or going through it. And like we've said before, it's really hard to, like I said, we're both so blessed with the most amazing friend groups and family, which is really lucky, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can try so hard to put yourself in someone's shoes.
Right.
But I truly feel like you can't totally feel it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
But you can't super feel, and I don't want you to.
Right.
I don't want you to feel our grief, but that's the only way I can explain it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it. They try so hard to understand and they can feel our sadness and our pain, but they cannot share our grief with us.
Right. Right.
And maybe that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to bring up is how, you know, I've talked about before how we've got one foot in both worlds, the high functioning special needs world and the neurotypical world. And we've just kind of lived our lives, you know, reacting to whatever challenges come our way. And it was this last autism awareness or autism acceptance month, whatever you want to call it, where I just was filled with such immense sadness because it's human nature to want to belong anywhere. That's just every human being.
Human nature. You're
Every
very much
human
right.
being wants to belong. And this year, Autism Awareness Month was just a huge smack in the face of like, nope, you don't belong anywhere. And I just was like, I didn't know what to do with those feelings. And so I made this video that
made you fucking post it.
You made me post it. It was, I'm so thankful of. It was just pictures of my daughter and her life, and then like a essay that I wrote about our lives and our struggles up to this point. And I got so much love from that video, and so many comments of like, "Oh, I didn't realize what you guys were going through." And I had this really bizarre response to all of that, which was like, "Oh, maybe now society won't see her as a bad child. They'll realize she's special needs." And then I was like, whoa,
That's fucked up.
fuck off. That's not okay. Like, why do we feel the need to scream special needs?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why, like, what is, I don't know. This goes a lot deeper than even what we're talking about, but you know, we want acceptance, but acceptance only goes so far if you're not willing to fully understand it. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but just this feeling of like, you know, as special needs parents, or well, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me as a special needs mom, it has helped me open my eyes to all children and all behaviors, and just be so much more compassionate and empathetic toward children. And that's what I want to scream from the rooftops, is not that my child is special needs, so you need to accept her, but you need to accept the entire spectrum of children's behaviors, because you don't know if they have a hard home life.
Yep.
You don't know if their shoes are on too tight. You don't know if they have to poop and they don't know how to say that they have to poop. Like, you don't know what's going on in that child's life. So why is it that special needs means, oh,
Okay.
now society will be kind to my child? That's not special needs acceptance to me. Special needs acceptance is acceptance of every human, of any age, of any spectrum of needs. And that's really what that video post brought up for me, was what's wrong with society that we feel the need to scream our children are special needs so that they're accepted.
Like I've done one too many times in public.
But that doesn't mean we're bad parents for doing that. Like, we're caught in this turmoil of like, is that the right thing or is that not? We don't know. And there's no real right answer for that, because society is so fucked in the way that they view human behaviors, very natural human behaviors. So it's not for us to discern if we're right or wrong in screaming our children are special needs. That's our way of coping and trying to fight for our children to be seen and accepted. And that's not wrong. Well, that was a soapbox I was on.
It was good. We needed to get this out.
Did I hit a good?
You did. I just feel like there's so much stigma around talking about any of these emotions.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why we feel all of I feel all of these negative thoughts and all of this guilt and all of these heavy things, because I also think, am I the only special needs mom that feels this way?
Right.
Maybe I am. Maybe my whole grief and gratitude theory applies to myself.
No.
But I don't know. It's just, there's so much just
I think,
unknown, I guess. Do
right.
people not talk about it? I also feel like maybe it's because I'm part of the special needs world now, but when I was not in it, I never heard one thing about it.
Right.
And maybe I think there's more special needs kids now because I am in this, or is there really an uptick of special needs and we all need to learn to reframe our thinking? I don't know. Do I just feel this passionately about it because my children is one of those children? Or is it a thing now where there are so many special needs children that we have to all reframe somehow?
I think that's it. We have to, as a society, we have to reframe the way we view human behavior and specifically to children. And I mean, really humans in general, because special needs is not specific to children. So it's really,
100%.
it's really
You're totally
just
right.
human behavior. And I don't know, what I was going to bring up earlier was, there's not a handbook to any part of life, but as far as grief goes, I think that what we're experiencing, there's not just 5 stages, because gratitude is thrown in there simultaneously. And I think it's a constant balance of how hard the hard stuff is.
And making sure you fucking grasp that gratitude.
Exactly. So we feel grief so immensely all the time. And if we don't grasp onto the tiny moments of joy and gratitude, it will swallow us whole. And I think that that is probably true for grief as a whole in any scenario, but especially in our scenario. And I hope that there's like studies put out and there's like, you know,
living grief, it's a thing.
right. And let's talk stages. Like, you know, like what does this look like really? And I don't know, I'll never forget. It was after we became friends and we started talking together about grief and gratitude. And here my daughter is at the end of her TK year, which, you know, by all senses of like her age, and it should have been the end of kindergarten. So she's with a classroom of TK students and they're doing their end of the year performance. And I have my phone zoomed in so close to her face because also like what, we're not supposed to post other children or whatever the rule
100%.
is. I don't know. So I'm just like, I'm not going to get any other kids. I'm just zoomed in. And because I'm zoomed in so tight, I can't look away from my phone because it'll go off of her face. So I'm just like living in this moment, like look at my child up there in the back row. And she's up there. She's being so brave. And my eyes glance over and I see a child out of the shot just having a very typical experience of dancing and not really having a care in the world. And she's saying all the words because she's able to string them along in her mind. Yep. And I had to really force myself to go back to just the frame of my daughter and focus back in on what she was accomplishing and the bravery that she was having and the joy that I felt in that moment. And I think that that's really kind of the metaphor for me of how to live this life is just constantly forcing myself to live deeply in those moments of joy, in the gratitude, in the moments of joy. But, you know, depending on what we're going through, like we're both very much drowning right now, it's heavy. And we have to grasp every tiny moment of joy that we can and force ourselves to live in, like the cocktails on the stairs when our girls were playing the other night. That got me through so much of the next day after the nail polish fiasco of what the fuck do I do?
And I guess that's where we get lucky in this situation is that our grief, our form of grief is still this living bright light being right in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's something we have to learn, I guess, to balance.
Well, to me, that's the muscle that I'm building is like, okay, I'm going to feel this moment. This is hard. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And forcing myself to go back to that frame that is just my child's face, being brave and look at everything she's learned this year. And it's not
canceling out all the outside noise.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming down this rabbit hole with us.
Oh man, this was a rough one. But like we've said from the beginning, if we reach one person and can help them feel less alone, then that's
all we want.
Yes.
Which is how we found each other.
Yeah.
So we can continually live in this grief and gratitude filled world.
Right.
With our girls.
Right. Should we end with a hashtag weird win?
Yes.
Hashtag weird win.
Yay!
Oh, weird win. So last month, my daughter, she eats only several foods. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. Anyways,
the beige diet, right?
One of them was a yogurt, Yo Crunch, and their yogurts were recalled for plastic in the top parts that go in. So like the Oreo chunks or the M&Ms, they were finding plastic chunks. My kid lives off those. She eats 2 a day for a really long time. Anyways, they recalled. We went through a really hard time. She was barely eating food. They came back. My daughter, for the past 4 years, eats Jimmy Dean pancake sausage on a stick. She eats 2 every night in bed. Does not matter. Sometimes they're still on the plate. It's a routine. Normally she eats them. We just got a recall notice that they're recalled because you can find possible chunks of wood in the batter. Jimmy Dean, I have spent so much money on you guys for 4 years. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Anyways, I'm sitting here panicking today thinking, how the fuck are we going to break this? She loses her crap. We do not run out when we travel. We buy them whenever we get to where we are at. We figure it out. She eats her sausages. Hashtag weird win. We're doing a stay at UCSF for the next week. Kind of a minor issue, but she has...
It's not a minor issue.
She has stomach issues, and so we are doing a medical clean out to get her colon that's enlarged back to normal size. It's the first step, so we will be there for probably 2 to 5 nights, we were told. So the weird win is that we will be in the hospital, so she won't even notice, and hopefully she will detox from Jimmy Dean sausage pancake.
From the wood in the batter.
From the wood in the batter.
It'll just detox right through.
Yeah, that and the plastic chunks from the Yo Crunch are hopefully all going to leave her system.
Yes.
While we're there, so weird fucking win. Ding, 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 ding.
Such a good weird win.
So,
Cheers to that one. Okay, my weird win is not quite as good, but
it's twisted and dark.
not quite as
Laugh
twisted.
through it.
Yep. But we had our nail polish fiasco, as I've talked about plenty of times now. And my son, who prides himself in being hilarious, and he is.
He's funny.
He, which by the way, he was around that morning when, like, my mom guilt bingo talked about how I was just like, fuck. Like I didn't hold back. He was around. Anyway, so this is 2 mornings later now. We were getting ready for school this morning, and he walked into our bathroom and did his business and walked back out, and he goes, Mom, I really like the new design on the sink.
He would be like, that's dope.
So the reason that's a weird win is that he's just unaffected enough by all of the chaos that he can find the silver lining. Yeah. So, the glass sibling thing is real, but
Good boy, Harv.
but sometimes it does them right. They're okay.
I'm dead. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what that told me this morning is he's okay. He's going to be okay.
So thank you guys for going down this dark rabbit hole. Again, we want to say we are not therapists. There's a lot of people and humans, and that's fantastic, that run retreats and things and take you to this dark space, but don't have licensing to help pull you out. And I just really want to reiterate that we are not licensed to pull you out from this. I'm in therapy. We both do antidepressants, and we do the things, and we are not, as much as I wish I could save everybody, we are not licensed humans to do that. So we are just hoping that you guys, we can help you not feel alone in this journey that we often laugh about and can be so playful about, but has this extreme dark side that nobody really wants to speak about.
Our goal is to help you feel less alone, but we cannot help navigate you out of it. So if you're in the place of needing that, please reach out to the proper personnel to get the help that you need. But just know that you're not alone, and we hope that sharing our journeys has helped you feel that way, so that you can have a little more strength to do the next steps to get you where you want to be.
And we feel extremely grateful if you chose us, or if we're resonating with you in any way to make you not feel alone. Just thank you guys so much for sticking this one out with us.
Yeah, this was a rough one. They won't all be this deep and heavy, but we hoped you laughed and cried with us.
It's a big part of the world.
And we're going to be here doing this whether you're here or not.
Because this was super therapeutic for us.
Super.
I feel a lot better.
And you're forgetting your line. We just hope you join us.
I don't even know right now. It's fog of tears and champagne.
Right? Okay, cheers to that.